called me the same night, I would have came. But my thing is, I was like, when my manager told me that, I literally laughed. I was like, there's no way this happened to me. Like, there's no way like they said that shit. And I was like, that is crazy. And I was just shocked. I was like, what the hell just happened?
The amount of times that see, you're a good person, I'm a good person, right. But the amount of times I believe that we put ourselves in situations, or we get in situations, it's like, how did that even happen?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, literally, you're standing like, how did that, like, so many times in my life, just like that story you just said about that, it's like, how does this even happen?
Exactly.
Like, it shouldn't. But people are crazy. People are nuts.
Yeah, no, for sure. It was just funny because for one, they tried to lie, but they couldn't lie. They said like I tried to like break in the door. I was like yanking it. Like, come on, girls, I have keys. I can, if I want to get in, I can get in. I have a key. I have access. Like, come on, you're dumb. Second of all, there's cameras, and third of all, my coworker was with me the whole time. It just wasn't adding up for them. It was down bad. Like, they were down bad.
Dude, that's so beautiful.
But it's just crazy how like there's some people out there like that do that. Like, try to turn people down for no reason. Like, what was the point of doing that? You know, it was just crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy people out there, and yes, women. There's quite a few of them that are out there that are crazy like that will put you on the spot or try to harm you, or it's bullshit, you know.
Yeah. And I admit that I was wrong for like leaving my workplace to go up there, entertain them. That was I'll take that. That's my fault, you know. I told you that's my fault. I shouldn't have done that, you know. And but it was just crazy how that happened. And then I told my mom. My mom wanted me to move back. She wanted me to go to the U of A, like in Tucson. I wanted to move. I wanted to get up out of there because I felt uncomfortable, and I felt kind of discriminated. And that's kind of crazy. And then,
I would too, for sure.
Yeah, but I was like, nah. I said if I move, it's gonna like day one. And then I was like, see, I could easily got them in trouble, but like I'm a good person. Like I said, I have a big heart. Like I just don't care. Like you just gotta, like, you better hope that you don't lose to another person, because like, what if it's a different person? You don't know how they go react.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, like my sisters wanted to come up here and like find them, beat their ass. It was down bad. I'm like, nah,
it was going down.
Yeah, right. And I'm like, no, it's crazy. Just let it be, man. Like,
gotta love family. I'm gonna beat their ass. Damn, it's pretty right up here.
Yeah, I love Flagstaff.
I drove, so when I moved out here, I came through Flagstaff down this way, and that was the only time I drove through Flagstaff, but it was absolutely just stunning. So this is my second time, but this is my first time going up this direction. It's beautiful. Wow.
Yeah, Flagstaff, and this is probably like one of the reasons why I picked Georgia College too, because we get the experience in the 4 type of seasons. So yeah,
4 seasons. You're not too far from Phoenix, which is still a fun place. Rock Springs.
I didn't want to go to ASU. Hell no.
I mean, if you're into women, that's a great spot to go.
True.
But
and
you know what I mean?
That's true too.
It's definitely a party school. Definitely a lot of beautiful women that go to that school.
Oh, for sure,
yeah. It's a party school for sure. It's right up there with, I think, some of the top 5 or 10 party schools in the country. It's got a lot of beautiful people.
Why do you think there's some women out there that like men that disrespect them? Because people tell me, like, a woman would tell me that I'm too nice, they don't want to be with me. I'm like, what? It's
always gonna be women like to have fixed projects. They like to fix men up a lot.
That's okay.
You know what I mean? They want to be the one who changes a man. Okay. They want to be the one like. So if you're already a good dude,
it's like
you've already reached that point to where they can't make you they can make you a better dude, but it's just a challenge for them. You know what I mean? Women, I don't know why. It's very interesting to watch you watch all the videos on TikTok or Instagram and watch these people have these conversations, and it's like there's a lot of stories about why people do certain things, and but it's not just women either, it's men too. Men and women do the same thing. It's like women cheat just as much as men cheat. You know what I mean? It's like vice versa. Everyone wants to point the finger at the opposite sex, but it's like everyone does it. Like every person on this planet, not everyone, but has those characteristics. And just because one person does it doesn't mean everyone's going to do it. But there is a problem with you look at the lack of just how people communicate. You look at toxic people in general. So most women who are used to toxic will continue to stay in toxic. This is just what they know.
Okay. I can see that.
It's being comfortable within an uncomfortability. So it's we're all going to be uncomfortable in our lives. You know, whether we're overcoming shit or being buried by shit, we're all going to be uncomfortable. But don't ever become comfortable living uncomfortable.
Exactly.
Always become uncomfortable overcoming those uncomfortabilities, if that makes sense.
I really don't.
You know what I mean? So it's like, no matter what we do, we're good people, but we're gonna have shit that's gonna happen to us in life, no matter what we do, whether it's a woman or this or that. But you just have to keep going, because eventually, the good will pay off. You know,
Exactly,
karma,
yeah.
or whatever you want to say. You know, you know what you reap, you will sow. It's you know, you look at how people communicate today. It's more technology, it's more social media, it's more text, and, you know, less phone calls. And, you know, if you look back in the day, you know, as much hate this dude gets, but Andrew Tate said something I saw in a video the other day, and it literally, this old woman, she looked like she might have been a feminist or whatever, but Andrew Tate goes, what if, you know, he goes, what if, you know, you break up with your girl and you don't see them ever again? Like, that was old day. That was yesteryear. Like, that was before technology, right? Now today, what do we have? You break up and you see her social medias. You see who she went on a date with. You get to see everything. So therefore, it tears a little bit more into us, I think, and we don't know how to handle that yet. We don't know how to learn from all that yet. So we live in a time where we've never lived before. Obviously, you know, technology has never been here to my knowledge. Maybe it's been here a million years ago. Who knows? I don't know. But, you know what I mean? It's truly interesting to see how people have a lack of communication and a lack of growth. But it's due to social medias. It's due to technology. It's due to so much stuff that literally takes us away from being responsible for ourselves.
People really hate on Andrew Tate because he be speaking facts.
He does speak a lot of facts.
Yeah.
He does say some shit that it's kind of like Donald Trump too. It's like damn. I mean, that's the truth, but like that's borderline kind of misogynist or this or that. But it's like you have to be willing. I think I can't remember the guy's name. I'll remember it here in a little bit. But Jordan something. His name's Jordan something. But he literally like said something about. He goes, in order to communicate, in order to learn from people, you have to be willing to offend somebody. You also have to be willing to be offended to have conversations with people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have to be able to ask those questions and bring up the tough things. But today's world doesn't really have that you know, that thick skin or whatever.
Like, I feel like this world kind of
We are very soft society. I mean, look at it. I mean, we've done nothing in how many years that we live basically a pretty simple fucking life. We're entitled. We live an entitled life. Every single one of us, we're entitled. Everybody. Even the homeless are entitled. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, we are so entitled in this world, especially in first world countries, we're entitled. We don't know how good we should have it. We don't know how good we have it because we've had it good forever. You know, the saying is, what is it? Hard times build strong men. You know, weak men. You know, make hard times.
Oh my God, it's crazy that you brought that up because I was watching my YouTuber, and before he like started the video, that's what he said.
Yep.
Oh, I can't show you right now.
And I don't know it word for word, but I know the meaning of it. But yeah, it's true. Like, in order to create good times, you have to go through hard times.
Exactly.
You know, especially in our lives. But you look as our country, though. You know, in the beginning, you know, years and years ago, all the war. I mean, look at my grandparents, your great grandparents or grandparents or whatever. Like, look how many wars they had to go through. Look how many they went through a pandemic. They went through a World War II. Went through another war. Like, there was like 10 wars within like 20 years after a Great Depression. You know what I mean? I'm like, they built good times because they went through hard times. Because it's what you do. You know, you have to overcome. Right now, we haven't had to overcome shit. We gotta put descriptions on labels on shit to tell people not to eat Tide Pods. Like, when I was a kid, they sold vehicles with your freaking pamphlet, your book on your car, told you how to fix everything. Now our books say, don't drink this. Don't drink the Freon. It'll kill you. I'm like, really?
That's it. Yeah,
don't drink scalding hot coffee. Like, we got to put warning labels on shit now. Back in the day, like, we had instructions how to do stuff. Like, it's just completely different times. I think we're less mature mentally in today's world than we were 30 years ago. That's pretty. Look at all that view.
Oh yeah.
It is so pretty out here, man.
Man, it really is, man. Sometimes I just go out, get out of my apartment and just clear my head.
Go for a walk, just clear your head. Being out in Mother Nature, God's country, it's magical. Like all over, I've been all over the country. I've been to 44 different states in like 4 years. This truck and I, been all over the place. And I will say, even the ugly, horrible places you don't want to ever be, so much beauty there. Like you go to Wyoming. Wyoming's absolutely stunning. Go to the mountains, blah, blah, blah. But then you get to the flat parts. And you're just like, oh, damn, the weather, this. Out here, the desert, you're like, damn, it's pretty boring, but it's very pretty. You look at a lot of, just the whole country, our world is beautiful. Even the unbeautiful places that still have beauty, the sunsets, the sunrises, or whatever it may be, there's always beauty to be had. Hence, if there's chaos, there's always blessings and beauty beyond chaos. Life is beautiful, man. It really is. It's short.
I don't know how like streamers can sit there and look at the music all day for hours and not get no sunlight. That is great. Like I know you're making money.
So,
but
yeah.
Like, are you doing okay mentally? Like I know you're entertaining your audience, your viewers, but it's like, how are you doing while you're mentally? It's crazy. I don't know how they can do it, man. I don't know how they do it. And it's crazy because the YouTubers they're making a lot of more money than like. Of course,
some of them do for sure.
Doctors.
Some of them do for sure.
For sure, and it's crazy. It's like, wow.
And it's funny how we make people who shouldn't be famous.
Exactly. That's
We're like to me, it's like the Island Boys.
Yeah.
I'm like, or whatever. Like I'm like, who are these? Oh my Lord! I'm like, how does it? I'm like, okay, all right, man. Good for you guys for becoming whatever famous. I'm sure you make more money than I do. But
it's like they have no. Like I'm not hating on them, but like they have no reason to be famous.
Nothing to be famous. We make people famous for being stupid. Literally, sometimes it's like what's her name? Cash Me Outside girl from back in the day. Bad Baby, whatever, Barbie, whatever her name is. Girl who now wants to call everyone pedophiles for signing up for her OnlyFans. Like what the? Like you're the one with the OnlyFans.
Like, you're the one delusional. It is what it is, man. It's crazy.
Like we reward people for being toxic.
Yeah, like I go on TikTok and I see I can see like the stupidest video on earth, but it had like 20 million likes, 20 million views. It's like
here's the good thing though about I still hate social media. I still hate TikTok and all that kind of stuff, but I'm on them.
Me too.
You know what I mean? I'm on them. Yeah. My platform, I'm still building it and everything like that. But like, it's amazing all the things that I've actually learned from these platforms.
Yeah, that's true.
If you start liking certain things and looking up certain things, your algorithm starts showing you things, and I'm like life hacks or how to cook things or how to bandage up a wound or I'm like holy crap, I just learned how to fix my car from watching TikTok. I'm like it's a whole new level of like YouTube. And I get it. TikTok is created by the Chinese, which most apps we sell our information to. It's most places have invested money from people we don't want to fuck with. You know what I mean? Like nothing's actually completely pure. We're being recorded right now. Yeah, I'm recording our conversation because I think it's an amazing conversation.
Yeah, for sure.
But also I got here, but it's like no matter what we do, we're being recorded. This phone's recording me. This is where is it? Yeah, right here, speaker. We're being recorded everywhere we go. If there's technology, we're being recorded. Yeah. There's no way to like deny it. Like it's just what happens. Like that's the world we live in now. And so, you just have to do better. Everyone's just got to do better. You know what I mean? Like if you don't like something, you don't like somebody, don't comment on it. Don't watch their shit.
Don't entertain it.
You know what I mean? It's like also another thing Andrew Tate said the other day. I think I saw all these videos that pop up. He's not even on social medias anymore, but everyone shares his stuff. But Andrew Tate said something about he goes, I don't care if you hate me. He goes, you're still watching me. You're still a fan.
Yeah.
You're a fan.
That's good. You sound just like him when you said that.
You know what I mean? Like really, you are. And I'm like, this dude, like he speaks a lot of facts, but he is a douchebag. He is a fucking douchebag. But I'd love to sit there and talk to him and have a conversation, because I think I can learn something from him. He can learn something from me, just like anyone. You know what I mean? It's just like, I can't remember the guy's name. You'd have to Google it, whatever. But there was a, what was it, like 15, 20 years ago or something like that? It's been on the news a lot too in the past. But there's this black man befriended. He wanted to like see why the KKK, why white supremacy was so evil, why all this kind of stuff. What was his name? Yeah, but he literally just befriended the leader of the KKK, and they're still friends to this day. And the dude's no longer part of the KKK. I'm like, it's amazing if you just reach out and give someone compassion and show them respect or whatever. Like, you can build friendships. You can build like hate and hate. It doesn't work. You know, just because, like, man, just a few years ago, I'll tell you, I helped start the whole Save Our Children movement. Epstein died in prison, was murdered, suicided. And we found out human trafficking, child trafficking, it was a much bigger problem than we ever thought or imagined, right? And so I got to meet a lot of people, and from all these people that I got to meet, there was people part of certain hate groups or certain groups that got looked at as being kind of hateful. But as I started kind of talking to these different groups and trying to be like, hey, this is what I'm doing. I hear rumors that you as a group are going to come out and disrupt it or this. I'm like, it's kind of sad that I hear that. I don't think that's going to happen, because guess what? Your kids, no matter what your sin is, your kids don't deserve your stigma, right? So I'm like, it doesn't matter if children or wherever you come from, it doesn't matter what hate group you're part of, children deserve a chance. Exactly. So I told these groups, literally, I'm like, if you're going to show up to this event, you're going to show up for children. It's not going to be for your divisional box. You're not going to show up in a KKK swastika. You're not going to show up in a Black Panther garb. You're not going to show up in whatever bullshit divisional shit you're going to do, because that's all life does in today's world, is we draw up divisional boxes on everybody. You know what I mean? This sucks, man. Like, during the whole, it was during the pandemic too, and the BLM movements and all that kind of stuff, right? The only group that caused a possible problem with the events that I was hosting around the country, I had 20-something events around the country. The only group that was causing issue was the BLM movement, because we weren't focusing on black children. And I had to keep on asking them. I'm like, children is the name. Children. Not black, not white, not brown, not yellow, not whatever. We're not focusing on a color. We're not focusing on a divisional box. If you're going to show up to create a divisional box during an event that should be helping you with your children too, then we're just going to leave. You're going to look like the fool. They didn't show up, whatever, but like, they were the only group that literally wanted to disrupt us. And I was like, but we're not a hate group. Yes, I'm white, but that doesn't make me hateful. Just because you're black doesn't make you hateful. Just because you're brown, you know what I mean? It's like, we put too many check boxes on people. Every single day we check a box. If you and I were say there's a group of people on the side of the road holding up a sign and going, oh, we don't have a group, we're not part of society. And then all of a sudden someone goes, oh my God, we're going to give them a check box. No, that's division. You're going to create a check box to make someone equal, but then if they start thinking outside that box, they become a different check box, and they're no longer part of that box you just checked them in. It's division. LGBTQ to BLM to whatever it is. I don't give a fuck what it is. If you got to check a box, it's divisional. It's hurtful. It's hateful. And people don't see it that way a lot. And I'm like, it's truly that simple. Well, people are trying, that's what they use to become part of society. I'm like, but it's the thought process. It's wrong. Like, I'm not saying they're like, yes, I understand where they're coming from. I understand everyone wants a voice, but we're all human beings. Especially in today's world, we should really realize that we're just all the same. We're all fucking related. We're all related. Do your bloodline all the way as far as you can go. We're all related at some point. It doesn't matter where you come from. And at some point, every single one of our, it's a very small percentage, but at some point, 99.9999999, almost 100%, but almost 100% of the people of this planet were all oppressed at some point. Their families were slaves at some point. Not every white person was a slave owner. Not everyone wants to talk about true history. One of the first slave owners in the United States at the time, back in the day, was a black man. I think he owned 5 white slaves, 2 black slaves, and then a couple Asians.
I heard about that.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
And then we don't talk about actually a lot of the slaves that became free in this country, left this country, went back to Africa, and became slave owners. Why don't we talk about this shit? Like, slavery is horrible, division is horrible, but we just want to point it at one group of people.
Exactly.
I go, it's not one group of people. Like, it's your own people, but our own people are our own people. We're human beings. One human race. That's one race. That's it. I'm done with the division bullshit. I've lost friends because of divisional bullshit and racism and shit. Like, and like, I back when Trump first ran, I liked his policies. I don't like him as a person. I never really liked him as a person, but he had good policies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The country was running pretty good, except for all the chaos of people fighting over stupid shit and whatnot. But I'm like, we can all do good in this world. We really can. Stop the division, stop the bullshit. We all want the same thing, hopefully, in the end. And if you don't, then, God, just leave me alone. You know? If you can't like or love somebody, if you can't wish somebody the best, just leave them alone. Don't try to harm them. Don't try to do this. But, you know, like, compassion, love, taking care of people. Stop checking boxes every single fucking day. I'm done. It's sad, actually. And like I said, I was, you know, back with the Trump thing, I was like, I supported his policies. I shared some of his social media stuff. You know, I was labeled a Trumpster, but I really wasn't a Trumpster. I just kind of like ruffling people's feathers. I have cousins who are half white, half black, and they're black. They've dealt with racism in their life, 100%. I've witnessed it, whatever. They don't talk to me now because they call me racist. Because I supported Donald Trump's policies. I'm like, that's fucked up. That's shit that shouldn't be happening in this world. We're fucking family. We're blood. Like, it's hurtful.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I don't hate people. I love people, but I also can't stand people. But I don't hate people.
Hate's a strong word.
Hate is a very strong word.
It has to take something very, very bad for me to hate someone. I don't care how many times someone does you back, and I would never say I hate you.
Yep.
I just wouldn't alter you. I don't care.
Hate is hateful. Hate is killing somebody.
Yeah.
Hate kills people. We're already not doing very well as human beings right now. You know, we're overpopulated right now. We're becoming underpopulated because we're not having children. People are dying off of. I guarantee you, we're gonna have another pandemic at some point. There's gonna be another whatever. I got a feeling that's happening right now. There's people sick right now who are literally don't know what they're sick of. And I'm like, oh, do we have another COVID? You remember back before COVID was COVID, everyone was sick?
Yeah.
Everyone was sick. Everybody was sick before COVID was official. And we don't talk about COVID being here before it was here. There's something else going to happen.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. People are just not ready for it.
No.
For it to happen, it's going to happen.
Evil's going to keep on trying to attack us. And the reason why evil tries to attack us is because human beings were so close to greatness. Just like in your own personal life, when evil attacks you and it keeps you from doing the things that you love and keeps you from being who you know, the happy person you're supposed to be, that's evil trying to stop you from becoming great.
Okay, I found that video. I'm trying to see where he was doing.
Entering Prescott National Forest.